Shocking news and what happened this week. Niger's President Bazoum, who was deposed on July 26 by his presidential guards, has filed a lawsuit with the West African bloc, the ECOWAS Court of Justice, based in the Nigerian capital city Abuja, demanding the court to order Niger's new regime to immediately set him free and to reinstate him as the president. Listen, power is sweet, but it's not just you who love sweet stuff. Mr. Bazoum claims the coup leaders violated Niger's constitution and his human rights, specifically his freedom of movement, because thanks to his fake friend El Macoron, we've established that they talk on the phone every day. But I have questions. Who's paying the phone bills? And does Niger's constitution allow prisoners to have phones, or what's going on? Why not give him the Wi-Fi passwords to check Netflix as well? Why not? But back to the story. He is facing the following charges: high treason and undermining the internal and external security, but the court date has not yet been set for his case. Mr. Bazoum shouldn't lose patience yet. I mean, the people of Niger were very patient under his leadership, so he can wait a bit. However, he can fast forward the process if he tells his fake friend El Macoron to remove his ambassador and his troop from Niger and to leave Niger and the people of Niger alone. But what are the chances for Mr. Bazoum of doing that? I won't hold my breath. Felix Tshisekedi, the president of the Democratic Republic of Congo, has instructed his government to begin the discussion with the UN authorities to speed up the withdrawal of MONUSCO. He wants the withdrawal to start in December 2023 instead of December 2024 as planned. President Tshisekedi told the UN General Assembly MONUSCO failed its mission in the eastern part of DRC. They've been in the country for over 25 years but failed to protect civilians or to stop the armed conflict and rebellion in the eastern part, where there is an estimation of over 120 armed groups, active armed groups. However, the gatekeepers of democracy, sovereignty, freedom, and all that stuff they use to invade destabilize countries that do not dance to their tune oppose the DRC's government decision. They fear it will destabilize the stability of a region that's already unstable. But the Congolese president stated that his country is ready to take full responsibility and its destiny and stability of the region. I have extensively dived into DRC's decision in this video right here on this YouTube post. If you are easily offended, then this is the video for you. The investigative journalist David Hundeyin from Nigeria, who exposed this country's secret plan to illegally invade Niger in early August, has made a public appeal to the Ghanaian authorities in a video posted on his Twitter account, asking them not to revoke his refugee status and not to send him back to Nigeria, fearing for his life. Mr. Hundeyin claimed the current administration in his country was not very happy with him for exposing the wicked plan. The document detailed the plan to illegally deploy the country's special forces into Niger's territory to impose a no-fly zone. I mean, the plan sounds like someone filling his car at the petrol station while smoking and thinking about future goals. Right mindset, poor planning, and lack of understanding of the surrounding. This move would have set the whole region on fire. By leaking this document, Mr. Hundeyin possibly contributed to slowing down or stopping something that the majority of Africans do not want to see or hear happening in that region. How do you send your special forces into someone else's country and not expect a fight and a spillover? Anyways, Mr. Hundeyin has reason to believe, based on the information he received, that the Nigerian government is trying to get his refugee status in Ghana revoked and have him sent back to Nigeria. Every year, independent journalists around the globe are criminalized, imprisoned, they go missing or are found in a ditch somewhere, or end up in a high security prison in the UK for exposing governmental crimes. This is also to remember the Congolese journalist Stanis Bujakera, who was arrested in Kinshasa on September 8. Despite protest and numerous calls for his release, he was transferred to a prison. After a decade of snatching the Baka people's land and dignity, the Cameroonian government has finally decided to throw them a piece of bone. The government have signed an agreement that allows the Baka to access 4 protected forest areas where they can hunt, gather, and practice their culture. The government calls this a milestone for indigenous rights and biodiversity. Like, really? This deal is a sham deal that comes too late and too little. The Baka have been living in harmony with the forest for centuries until the government and its partner, the World Wildlife Fund, kicked them out of the forest in the name of conservationism. The government and WWF have been complicit in violating the Baka's human rights, harassing, abusing, and arresting them for entering their ancestral land, the forest. The Baka depend on the forest for their survival and identity. It is their home, their pharmacy, their sacred place, and their connection to their ancestors. They have a deep knowledge of the forest and its resources, and they use them sustainably. By denying them access to the forest, the government and WWF have not only endangered their existence as a people, but also harmed the spirit of the forest itself. The agreement is not a victory for the Baka. It is a concession that does not guarantee their right or participation in managing the forest resources that belongs to them. It is a reminder of how conservationism can be used as a tool of colonialism and dispossession. One day, these NGOs will come and tell us we should wear our underwear on our head, and some of our leaders will actually think it's a great idea. President Paul Kagame has announced his intention to seek re-election in 2024, and I quote, "I am happy with the confidence that Rwandans have shown in me. I will always serve them as much when I can. Yes, indeed, I am a candidate." End quote. It is no longer a secret, it is here. President Kagame wants to extend his rule for another 7 years. However, the self-imposed guardians of Africa who have bestowed upon themselves the power to dictate how things should run in the dark continent are not going to be very happy with this one. But the Rwandan president anticipated the move and said, I quote, "I am sorry for the West, but what the West thinks is not my problem." End quote. The Rwandan Green Party leader and also the only known challenger in the upcoming elections claimed he was not surprised by this decision and added, I quote, "We are not scared of him. We are getting organized better as a political party to put up a better campaign than we did in 2017. We are confident." End quote. Lastly, the person who said a sore tooth is worse than a heartbreak did not fully understand what pain is. I spent the last 3 days with a bad toothache that refused to leave like France's ambassador in Niger, and after mediation through painkillers has refused to work, I decided to take drastic measures because this is not its mother's temple. Therefore, this is the updated version of that quote. A sore tooth is worse than childbirth. This statement is for philosophical purposes only. I don't want problem, at least not today. I'm going through a lot. If it's your first time interacting with my content, I would like to welcome you and let you know that I have a podcast on YouTube full of non-political stories. You can find it in the podcast sections of the channel. I also have a book of Proverbs which you can access through the link below. Moreover, I create fire content that speaks for itself. Please check out my catalog and thank you for your time.
We, ni nini?